Hey sluts! Was that illegal? Did I just break the law by calling you a slut? Hi, I'm Riley and I'm a master's student graduating from the University of Denver in June. I've applied and been in the process of applying to present at conferences on projects and papers that I've done throughout my graduate school experience, but most of them have been canceled or indefinitely postponed. I still want to get my ideas out in the public realm for feedback and further development, so I'm sharing them with all of you virtually. Back to the question, is slut illegal? For starters, no. Saying slut is not illegal. No word is illegal in the United States, as any law outlawing individual words would violate the First Amendment. So any bad word that you can think of is fine. Maybe not in every context, in every space, or on every medium, but there's no such thing as an illegal word. Additionally, when we talk about media and communication law, we are usually not talking about criminal offenses that people go to jail for. We are talking about tort law, or suing people for monetary damages. So illegal is kind of a bad term here to begin with. So why am I even asking this question then? Let's start with two basic facts. One, this fine nation was founded on Puritan values. And two, the only thing a man has is his reputation. Laws exist to protect reputations from false, damaging statements of fact through defamation torts. This is basically when someone says something bad about you or your company and then you suffer from it, so you sue them and you get money if you win. Going back to our Puritan roots, the only reputation that really mattered to a woman was her chastity, her purity, her virginity. And it really did matter. Being a virgin was key to getting a good husband, which was key to living a good life. So if someone said a woman was unchaste or otherwise impugned her chastity, it could seriously wreck her life and her family's life. For this reason, saying a woman was no longer a virgin was seen as so bad it was given special rights under the law. Usually, if someone defames you, you have to prove damages. You have to prove that it hurt you. But saying a woman was impure was known to be so serious that women didn't have to prove it damaged their reputation. The judge just knew that it had. This is significant because now a judge couldn't be like, oh, that's not that bad, or just find another husband, or whatever. They had to believe you were harmed and deserved a reward for your loss. I should note here that this only applied to white women because women of color and black women didn't have rights in a courtroom. Women of color and black women also were not assumed to be good, pure, chaste women, so they didn't have a reputation to damage. It's sexist, it's racist, and it's still continuing today in many cases of sexual violence. So here's what we know so far. In the beginning of laws, there was a law that if someone said a white woman was not pure, the woman could sue for assumed damages. She didn't have to prove a loss and would likely win the case because virginity is the most important thing ever. Great. Here's the plot twist. These laws still exist today in many states. Recent cases have even gone far enough to include specific words to cause damages. Slut being one of them. Some people, specifically some feminists, have a problem with that. It's 2020, not 1700. Women have rights and have sex and aren't reliant on a good, pure marriage to make it in this world. We don't need laws protecting just women's virginity. That's sexist. A female senator and self-proclaimed feminist from the state of Washington argued this exact point when she had her state's slander of a woman law repealed, making it no longer on the books. Now, Washington has no law specifically protecting women from having their chastity impugned. Same as men. Equality. Or so I thought. When I brought this up to my friend and mentor Carol, she was appalled. Feminism isn't about having the same laws as men. It should be about making access to justice easier for women. Having laws that assume damages for women who choose to sue for being called impure makes it easier for those women to get justice. This is important because for as far as we've come, these damages still exist. Women who are deemed impure lose jobs, relationships, friendships, family, etc., even now in 2020. We still need protection because we are still being harmed by these statements. Society shouldn't judge a woman by her sexual history, but it does, and the law should react to the reality of lost income and social ostracization. This difference in view of how feminism should work in law is described in two approaches: formal and substantive equality. Formal equality says the law should be the same for men and women and people of all identities. This sounds really good, But the reality is that men and women and people of any identity do not live in the same equal world, and formally equal laws won't help make the world more equal. Substantive equality supporters argue that laws should be responsive to different needs to create equality through equality of results, equality of opportunity, and substantive rights. This means that laws may sound sexist or unequal on the books, but in practice, they create a more equal world. So what do we do with all this? Some states have continued to assume damages for women who are called unchaste. Some states have taken the law off the books entirely, and I think that's really bad. That's hurting women. New York has changed the law to assume damages for any person called unchaste, thus protecting women and men and people of any gender. In our non-binary world, I believe this is the best approach. Not only is it both formally and substantively equal by protecting all genders equally, it creates opportunities for people outside of the gender binary to access justice as well. This topic has implications for daily conversations, who we vote for, and general approaches to equality. So what do you think? Please let me know your thoughts, criticisms, comments, and questions either by commenting wherever I've posted this video or messaging me directly. Thank you so much for listening.